Hello everyone, my name is Hamza and today we're going to build an AI agent using DNotifier. So first thing first, the first you have to do is you have to navigate to dnotifier.com website and click on start free. Once that is done, you will be navigated to the portal. I am already logged in. I have an account. So what you will do is you will navigate to the projects tab. Definitely after setting up the card and selecting the subscription that you want. Right after that, you can create a project and you can provide a name and select a use case. In my case, I have already created a project and my use case is on the API development right now. So that project is here, I can see, and I named it as basic agent. Once that is done, then all you have to do is you have to go back to the website, click on the developer center, and you will be navigated to the Getbook official documentation. Once that is done, then what it would require is you have to select the language you are comfortable with. Right now I'll be selecting the JavaScript. So all I have to do is I have to copy this npm install and I'll go to my cursor, so cursor IDE. So I have this installed already, so I'll still run it for the demonstration purpose, and it's installed. So it was already installed, by the way. So once that is done, my next step is to actually getting started. For that, the moment you create a project in the portal, so you get the keys, app ID and the app secrets. So you have to copy those app ID and app secrets and paste it in the code. So I have the app ID and app secret. Don't worry, don't try to copy this. Right after this video, I'll be removing that project. So anyways, so the next part is now I have to use the DNotifier SDK. So to do that, I'll go to the documentation and I'll find a section where it says your first connection. So I'll navigate to that, and here is my code snippet. So what it says is I have to export the app ID and secret. That part is done. Then I have to copy this part, this function. So I'll do that in front of you so that you know how to do it. So I'll just use this one over here, and for app ID and for app secret I have these. I'll just do it over here again. So the cursor did it for me, and for transport I'll use HTTP. So eventually everything is done on the function that I just copied, right? So that is how I created an instance of DNotifier. Now the next part is now I have to created an I have to connect with the server. For that, all you have to do is you have to do notify.connect. That's it. So I'll remove these code snippets as well for the sake of simplicity. Okay, amazing. So in this way, now let me try. So again, this is a Node.js application where I have this welcome agent. All it does is just creates an agent, and in my index file on this API slash ask AI endpoint, I am calling that agent. That's it. So let's see if it works. So I'll go for npm start. So it's on localhost 3003. So I'll copy that. I'll go to my postman over here, and it's let me see if the endpoint is get or post. It's post. So I'll go for post, and here I'll say API slash ask AI, and in body I'll go for raw, and I'll go for JSON, and here I'll say, let's say message, how can you help me? That's my message I'll ask from AI. Let's see if it works. Okay, so it says result is not defined because I must have done something. Yes, because this agent is not returning anything. So let's say what I would do is instead of this I would say okay right now. Okay, so that is just for case of example. Right now we have not integrated any LLM, we have not actually uh, created a proper AI agent. So now it says okay, so which means our Node.js application with an endpoint and this is working, and you can see over here it's saying connected, which is this one, which means we're able to connect with the DNotifier server and our credentials are working fine. So that's one success. We are able to sign up on DNotifier portal, we created the project, and we are able to connect to DNotifier server using those credentials. So one success is done. Now the second one is, now we have to use the AI, right, the LLMs. So for that, I'll go back to the documentation that how I can do that over here. So I'll go to the AI portion, and then I'll use send a prompt, right, in under the AI, and it says how I can actually do that. So it says I have to use the function notifier.send AI. Okay, that's perfect. So which means this function I have to use. However, I want to use a system prompt and a user prompt, because I have to create an agent where user will ask question and agent has to respond, which means I need system prompt and user prompt. So let's see how that is possible. So yes, that is basically a chat style AI messages. That is what I want. Perfect. So I'll go here, I'll select my language, and now this is something I've already done. This is already done. Amazing. That's what I want. Notify.send AI, messages, user knowledge, message save history. Perfect. That's what I want. Okay, so I'll go back to my IDE. I'll paste this code here. So it says notifier.send AI, sender ID is user ID, and in my case the user ID that I used is this one. So I'll simply just, you can create configs, variables and all that, but for the sake of simplicity right now, so I just pasted my sender ID. I don't want to use any knowledge base right now, which I usually RAG vector databases. So I don't want to use that. As a role, I'm saying you are a helpful support agent, answer in 100 words. And as a for a role input, I want to pass params dot message, right? How can you help me was here in the console. So that's what I want to pass. Okay, perfect. So, and whatever the response we get from here, that response should be sent here so that I can get in the API as an API response. Let's start again and let's see how it works. So it started. I'll go back to the postman and I'll just say send. Now it's taking time because definitely we are doing LLM calls and everything. Now we have very good response. Let's see what that is. So we have a metadata that says what's my packet ID, timestamp, and it's coming from AI. So it's saying sender is AI. That is good. Now in the data, it's saying it has used OpenAI, and the response that AI has given is I can assist you by providing information, answering questions, offering guidance. That's amazing. That's what I got from the LLM. Timestamp, and it took like these are the prompt tokens, completion tokens, total tokens cost, right, and all that. So amazing. So I have the entire details that I need when I ask a question. That's perfect. So what's next? Now I want to change my model. So how the system selected OpenAI. So whenever you are in the project, you can go to this Open Studio, right, under your project, and over here you have a model, and inside that model you can actually select the model version for that vendor. So if I have to use Claude, all I have to do is just change the model and that's it. Similarly for Gemini. So that's the beauty of the notifier, that you don't have to write code for different vendors. All you have to do is you just have to go to the projects tab, and the projects tab you have to go to the studio, and under the studio you can go to the model tab, and model tab will help you select the models and vendors you want. So in this way, by just navigating it simply, you'll be able to switch your models and do it. Amazing. That's perfect. So what is AI conversations? So that is something that we'll be talking about in our next lecture, that how we can do that. All we have to do is over here, we just have to set the observability and such features to true, and we should be able to get that. So in our next session, we'll talk about how we can advance this AI agent into a knowledge based, where whenever the user asks, the agent should respond using that knowledge base. So in this way, you would be able to build agents from the Notifier portal very easily. So you build the project in the portal, and then all you have to do is uh, go to the SDK of your preferred language and start using it. So with few lines of code like notifier.sendAI is one function that we call, connect is another one, and this. So using three functions, I was able to create an agent that worked at real time. So that will work with OpenAI, Gemini, and Anthropic. And soon we'll be targeting more models from open source, plus allowing users to use their custom endpoints. So if your model is deployed somewhere in your on-premise or on your VM, you can share that endpoint and the system will start talking to your model. So it's fairly simple. Use the notifier and let me know your feedback. Thank you.